I have been playing video games since my childhood, and I enjoyed a lot of video games. But some of the games which I am going to mention have special place in my heart, and hope it will be for you too. Also, before we start the list and gameplay with commentary, I want to mention that these games choices are mine, so maybe your choices can be different. Here are names of 10 video games way better than you think. So let's start. God of War 2018 is a reinvention of a franchise that took everything you knew about Kratos and turned it upside down. Gone are the chaotic, rage-fueled battles of the past, and instead, we get a more grounded and emotionally driven story that still packs a punch. This time, Kratos is older, wiser, and a father, struggling to raise his son, Atreus, while navigating the dangerous world of Norse mythology. The game follows them on a journey to scatter the ashes of Kratos' late wife at the top of a distant mountain. But of course, nothing is simple in their world. The dynamic between Kratos and Atreus is what makes this game truly special. Their relationship evolves as the story unfolds, and it's genuinely moving to see Kratos, who's spent his life as a brutal warrior, learn to be a father. The voice acting and writing are top-notch, making the characters feel real and relatable, even in a world full of gods and monsters. Combat is brutal and satisfying, with the Leviathan axe giving Kratos a whole new style of fighting. The new camera system, which follows Kratos in one continuous shot, really pulls you into the action, making every battle feel intense. Plus, the world building is absolutely epic. Exploring the 9 realms is a visual treat, and there's always something new to uncover. In short, God of War 2018 is an emotional, cinematic, and action-packed experience that redefines what a video game can be. If you haven't played it yet, get ready for one hell of a ride. Ghost of Tsushima is an action-adventure video game developed by Sucker Punch Productions and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Released in July 2020, the game is set in 1274 during the Mongol invasion of Japan. Players assume the role of Jin Sakai, a samurai warrior on the island of Tsushima, who must navigate the chaos of war, defend his homeland, and grapple with the evolving nature of his identity as he embraces unconventional methods to fight the invaders. The game combines open-world exploration with stealth mechanics, intense sword combat, and a rich narrative. The combat system emphasizes precision, fluidity, and a balance between samurai honor and the more underhanded tactics required to defeat the Mongols. As Jin's journey progresses, he faces moral dilemmas, especially as he begins adopting the ghost persona, using stealth and deception to outmaneuver his enemies. The game's stunning visuals and atmospheric design immerse players in the beauty of Tsushima's landscapes, which are inspired by real-world locations. Ghost of Tsushima also features a compelling story, rich character development, and side quests that offer a deeper understanding of the world. It received widespread critical acclaim for its narrative, gameplay mechanics, and detailed recreation of feudal Japan. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, MGSV, developed by Kojima Productions, is a groundbreaking entry in the acclaimed Metal Gear series, known for its innovation and Kojima's signature storytelling. Set in an open-world Afghanistan and Angola-Zaire border, the game puts players in the role of Big Boss, also known as Venom Snake, as he seeks revenge against those who wronged him and his allies, building the legendary mercenary group Diamond Dogs along the way. MGSV offers unparalleled freedom in its approach to stealth action gameplay, allowing players to customize tactics, weapons, and strategies to accomplish objectives in a non-linear fashion. The seamless open-world design, combined with realistic enemy AI, creates dynamic, unpredictable encounters that keep gameplay fresh. With a sophisticated day-night cycle, adaptive AI, and real-time weather systems, MGSV creates a living, breathing world that demands strategic thinking and experimentation. The game's narrative, though sparse in traditional cutscenes, is rich with complex themes around loyalty, betrayal, and the ethics of war. The attention to detail, cinematic presentation, and intricate mechanics make MGSV the Phantom Pain a masterclass in immersive, open-ended gameplay, solidifying its place as a pivotal title in gaming history.
No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete.
Middle-earth, Shadow of War is the ultimate fantasy action game that brings you deep into J.R.R. Tolkien's world of Middle-earth. But with a twist, you play as Talion, a ranger bonded with the spirit of the elven Lord Celebrimbor, and together, you're on a mission to build an army and fight against Sauron's forces. The game's plot is packed with epic battles, betrayals, and power struggles that feel straight out of the Lord of the Rings universe. What makes Shadow of War stand out is its nemesis system. This genius mechanic lets enemies remember past encounters with you. If they beat you, they'll mock you or rise in rank. It makes every fight feel personal, and every victory feels earned. Plus, you can recruit enemies to join your side, building your own orc army to take down fortresses in style. The larger the army, the more chaotic and satisfying the battles get. The world itself is vast and stunning, with different regions, each packed with its own unique enemies and environments. From the fiery hellscape of Mordor to lush, green forests, combat is brutal and fluid, allowing you to chain devastating combos and unleash powers that make you feel like a true badass. If you're into fast-paced action with a solid story, complex systems, and crazy battles, Shadow of War is definitely a must-play. It's a thrill with a ton of replay value. Rise of the Tomb Raider takes Lara Croft to new heights, both literally and figuratively. This sequel to the 2013 reboot refines everything that made the first game great, delivering an even more thrilling, action-packed adventure with a much deeper emotional story. Lara is on a quest to find the lost city of Kitez, driven by the search for immortality. Along the way, she faces not only deadly enemies, but also the harsh, unforgiving landscapes of Siberia. The game's environment is stunning, with snowy mountain peaks, dense forests, and ancient ruins that feel rich with history. Lara's exploration and traversal abilities are expanded, giving you more ways to climb, jump, and fight your way through these diverse and expansive locations. The world feels alive, filled with wildlife, hidden tombs, and plenty of secrets to uncover. The combat is tight and satisfying, whether you're taking on enemies with a bow, pistol, or rifle. Stealth mechanics are also improved, letting you sneak around and take down foes without alerting others. The puzzles are clever, and solving them rewards you with treasure, new skills, and upgrades. But it's not all about action. There's a real emotional depth in Lara's journey as she grapples with loss, trust, and her own inner demons. Rise of the Tomb Raider is a beautiful, action-packed, and emotional ride that builds on its predecessor and sets Lara Croft up as a true legend of gaming. If you loved the first game, this one's a must-play.
Sleeping Dogs is a hidden gem in the open-world action genre, delivering a gripping narrative and thrilling gameplay set against the vibrant backdrop of Hong Kong. Released in 2012, the game masterfully blends elements of action, adventure, and martial arts, offering a unique take on the crime drama. Players step into the shoes of Wei Shen, an undercover cop tasked with infiltrating the Sun On Yi, a powerful triad organization. The duality of Wei's mission, balancing his loyalty to the law with his growing bond to the criminal underworld, creates a compelling and emotionally charged narrative. The game's standout feature is its hand-to-hand combat system, inspired by martial arts. It's fluid, impactful, and dynamic, allowing players to string together brutal combos while using the environment creatively. The thrilling combat is complemented by exhilarating driving mechanics, a variety of side activities, and a richly detailed open world. Hong Kong itself is a character, alive with bustling markets, neon-lit streets, and a mix of traditional and modern culture. Combined with a gripping story, charismatic characters, and a stellar soundtrack, Sleeping Dogs offers an unforgettable experience. It's a love letter to martial arts cinema and an underrated classic that deserves its cult status.
Oh no.
Resident Evil 2 Remake is a straight-up masterclass in survival horror. This game takes everything that made the original classic so iconic and gives it a major glow-up, with modern graphics, tighter controls, and a terrifying atmosphere that'll make you jump out of your seat. You play as either Leon Kennedy or Claire Redfield as they try to survive the zombie apocalypse in Raccoon City. But things are never that simple. The story's a perfect blend of nostalgia and fresh takes on the classic formula, with tons of moments that'll hit you right in the feels. The remake absolutely nails the horror vibe. The lighting, the creepy sound design, and the ominous environments all contribute to this sense of dread that never lets up. Every corner feels like danger, and the slow, relentless zombies aren't the only threat. You've got the terrifying Mr. X, a massive, unkillable monster hunting you down. The tense chase scenes with him are straight-up heart-pounding. Combat feels great with smooth controls and a deep inventory system, but ammo is scarce, so you have to be smart about every shot you take. The puzzles are challenging but satisfying to solve. The whole game just feels tight, polished, and terrifying in the best possible way. If you love horror games, Resident Evil 2 Remake is as good as it gets.
The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt is a landmark achievement in gaming, widely regarded as one of the greatest RPGs of all time. Released in 2015, CD Projekt Red crafted a sprawling, richly detailed world filled with compelling stories, moral complexity, and unforgettable characters. Players embody Geralt of Rivia, a stoic monster hunter navigating a war-torn, politically unstable world while pursuing his surrogate daughter, Ciri, pursued by the otherworldly Wild Hunt. The narrative is masterfully woven, offering deep emotional stakes alongside layered side quests that feel as significant as the main storyline. Each choice carries weight, shaping the world and its inhabitants in meaningful ways. The game's open world is a masterpiece, from the lush forests of Velen and the bustling streets of Novigrad to the icy expanse of Skellige. Dynamic weather, vibrant ecosystems, and richly realized cultures immerse players in a living, breathing fantasy realm. Combat is challenging yet rewarding, combining swordplay, alchemy, and magic in a seamless system. With its meticulous attention to detail, stunning visuals, evocative soundtrack, and unmatched storytelling, The Witcher 3 transcends the medium, setting a benchmark for narrative depth and world-building that continues to influence the industry. It's not just a game, it's an experience.
The Last of Us, developed by Naughty Dog, is a critically acclaimed action-adventure game that has redefined storytelling in video games. Set in a post-apocalyptic world ravaged by a deadly fungal infection, the story follows Joel, a hardened survivor, and Ellie, a young girl who may hold the key to humanity's survival. Their journey across a decimated United States explores themes of survival, love, sacrifice, and the moral ambiguities of human nature. The game's narrative depth is matched by its compelling gameplay, which combines stealth, resource management, and intense combat. Players must scavenge for supplies, craft weapons, and use strategy to confront both infected creatures and hostile human factions. The AI-driven enemies are intelligent and challenging, creating tense encounters that keep players on edge. Meanwhile, the environmental design brings a hauntingly beautiful realism to the ruined cities and overgrown landscapes, immersing players in a world both tragic and awe-inspiring. What makes The Last of Us a masterpiece is its character-driven story. The bond that develops between Joel and Ellie is rich with emotional nuance, making their struggle feel profoundly personal. Supported by stellar voice acting and a moving soundtrack, The Last of Us transcends typical gaming, offering an unforgettable experience that has resonated deeply with players around the world.
Ugh! That's not gonna hold!
We'll make it fast!
Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of those games that totally blows your mind. It's not just a game. It's a world that sucks you in and makes you feel like you're living in the late 1800s Wild West. The story is about Arthur Morgan, a badass outlaw in the Van der Linde gang, trying to survive, deal with betrayal, and figure out what's really worth fighting for. The writing is so good that you can't help but get attached to these characters who feel more like real people than just pixels on a screen. What really sets RDR2 apart is the world itself. It's so detailed that you can spend hours just riding through forests, crossing rivers, or hunting wild animals. The wildlife and weather change in real time, and every town, mountain, and swamp feels lived in. You can talk to random NPCs, play poker, fish, or rob a train if you're in the mood. Plus, the graphics? Insane. The sunsets and snowy landscapes look like they're straight out of a painting. But it's not all just about exploration. The story packs a punch with tough choices, emotional moments, and a deep look into the lives of outlaws. If you're a gamer, this one's an experience, not just a game.